Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Who was the 7th President of USA? Who was the 3rd Prime Minister of UK? Who was any Tom, Dick and Harry? Do you know? No. How does it matter? It makes no difference. Whether you know about these people or you don't know. It makes no difference. See? You can search for everything on Google, but for yourself, you cannot search on Google. You have to go within. See? Normally people come and the same routine things. Swamiji, please guide me, my children. Now you people get married and trouble us. See, you have produced the problems, you sort them out. See? So, complaining becomes the disorder of our thinking. When small kids ask the question, their questions have got inquiry. Elderly people have got complaints, no inquiry. See? Like one man came to me and said, Swamiji, I am fed up of my wife, please help me. I said, what should I do? Tell me. Should I go and kill her? What should I do? See? So, I being a Swami, I had to tell him in such a way that he comes out of that problem, is it not? So then I asked him, you please tell me, husband is a common noun or a proper noun? Grammar. Husband is a common noun. He is not a proper noun. Therefore, every husband is miserable. What is new about it? If he is not miserable, then there is something wrong somewhere. No, but I said, look here, don't take life too seriously. Are you husband by birth? No. By birth, you are being, you are. I is. Then we add on to us. Like when you go to Amazon to buy something, you keep on add on. Those who bought this thing, they also bought this thing, and you keep on adding to your own order. So, we are all alone, happy, cheerful, young man, earning a lot, no problem of any kind, total freedom to go anywhere. But one day, one virus enters his head. What a life without a wife. And the day this virus enters, he is most uncomfortable. See? And then he goes for fishing and one day gets hooked up and finally somebody is coming, open that. So he goes and finds out some girl and finally he falls in love. Be very attentive. He falls in love. Whenever we fall, we get hurt. That hurting is called as marriage. And from then onward, the story changes. See? Now be attentive. Who is miserable here? Is it the man is miserable or the husband is miserable? Is it the man miserable or the son is miserable? Is it the man miserable or the father is miserable? Who is miserable? we will come to know at the root of all the miseries, there is somebody sitting. Without somebody, thoughts cannot erupt. Somebody is required. And then find out, is this somebody me? Think. It is something like, let us play one small game. It's very simple. Now you play that you are a husband or a wife. Okay. Next 30 seconds, you play that you are a husband or a wife. And watch what kind of thoughts get into your mind. Stop. Now the second game we play, you become either parents or children, because there are kids here also. You become parents or children and just observe what kind of thoughts come in your mind. Stop. Now the last experiment. Remain as Mr. Nobody. Experiments over. Now let us analyze these experiments. When we became husband or wife, the thoughts were pertaining to wife or husband respectively. When we became parents or children, the thoughts were pertaining to children or parents. And when you remained as nobody, no thoughts. So, what this analysis tells us? Very simple. Whenever you become somebody, you are disturbed. Now, go one step further. Are we one inside or a crowd? We are not one. We are a crowd. And how this crowd starts functioning? We start talking to ourselves. If he says like that, I am going to tell him like that, But if he doesn't listen, then I am going to give him one back. But he is very stronger than me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I will do something. You only start playing he versus I. If he says like that, you have become him. Then I will say like that, I have become I. And in this manner, this seesaw puzzle continues non-stop. And you will see all the worries or all the thoughts that go in our mind, all those thoughts are never happening. But we keep on worrying. Worrying is talking to oneself with a view to solve those problems which do not exist. We only imagine. Like one day, one elderly man asked me, old people are full of worries. They have nothing to do, therefore they worry. So, when the old man asked me this question, Swamiji, what is going to happen to this world? I don't know. I said, if you don't know, then relax. If you know, then be prepared. Where is a place for worry? And who is worrying? There is somebody who is worrying. Once I was crossing one immigration, and big hall. One particular passenger who was supposed to go through, he had some hot argument with the immigration officer. And he became very violent and wild. So naturally the whole atmosphere in the hall was totally changed. The security people came, bundled him and took him out. And he started shouting and abusing and everything. The whole atmosphere was tense. I was with my friend and he told me, Swamiji, let us pray to the Lord. We should not go to that immigration officer. He will reject your visa. I know, they are very bad people. I said, look here, why are you worried? And leave my hand. My blood circulation has stopped. He was so tense. But do you have your papers, your visa, your return ticket? So many worries. And as God wanted to play with him or with me, we were diverted to that man only. So when we went there, he was virtually shaking, Swamiji. I said, yeah, shut up, don't worry. And when I went there, he took the passport. In 1 second he stamped and we went out. I said, hey, what happened to all the questions? See, friends, this basic principle, if we remember, we are on the right track to know who am I. See, at the root of every worry, there is somebody. And these somebodies are not real. See, somebodies are not real. They are only fictitious characters. One example I'll tell you. This I mentioned in some of my talks. This happened in Germany, Hamburg. After my 2-3 days retreat, one lady came and said, Mr. Swami, you should have come in my life 25 years before. I said, Mama, even then I would not have married you. She said, no, not for that purpose. Then I would not have divorced 3 times. Now I know where I have gone wrong. On small little issues, I used to fight and finally I got separated. I said, now 4th time, don't do that. Go ahead. After that was over, then I asked her, I said, Mama, please tell me one simple doubt which you can explain and remove. Be attentive. I said, for the first time when you got married, for our understanding, let us make some equation. You were W1, wife 1, and your husband was H1, W1, H1, first marriage. Then you got separated. Then you got married 2nd time. And in that, you became W2 and H2. 3rd time, W3, H3. And all the 3rd time also you separated. Now my question is, W1 is equal to W2 is equal to W3 is equal to what? When you divorce first time, where you the wife has gone. When you got married 2nd time, where from the wife has come? Think. And don't we hear, we introduce each other. Oh, she is my ex-wife. Oh, he is my ex-husband. Both of them are alive. As husband and wife, they were miserable. As man and woman, they are not miserable. Because man and woman, we are. Husband and wife, we become. The day you become, coming and going is your job. See, friends, go further. Space is one. Because of the conditioning of relationship between the sun and the earth, we create the directions. Which is the east? that where the sun rises. Where sun rises? In the east. So the east is because of the sun, or the sun is because of the east. And then we have these 10 directions. See, the 10 directions are the 4 major directions, then corners 8, and up and down 10 directions. Because of this 10 directions, has the space become 10? Space is 1. See. But when we get conditioned by these non-existing entities, samsara begins. And how the samsara begins? Samsara begins, oh, you should have vastu, you should have feng shui, and you should not face that direction, you should not face this direction. The children are told, when you sleep, don't face your feet to the south. That is not right. Okay, the child sleeps facing his feet to the north. And at night, like the hands of a clock, he keeps on moving. Now, which direction are his hands or legs? Things. See? Go further. We have to find out who am I. I, the man. With the conditioning of my father, I am a son. I am the man. With the conditioning of my wife, I am husband. I, the man, with the conditioning of my son, I am a father. Have I become 3? I am 1. And who is miserable? The son is miserable because of the Hitler father. The husband is miserable because of the terrible wife. And the father is miserable because of the torturous son. And where are these 3? See, friends, when a man dare not open his mouth in front of his wife at night when they sleep, he snores so loudly. About this, I'll tell you one more experience. This happened in one retreat in Melbourne. So the second day, one couple came and met me. Swamiji, you please tell him something. I kept quiet. He snores so loudly at night that I could not sleep at all. So I was listening. And when I wake him up, don't snore. He wakes up very coolly and says, no, I was not snoring. And that makes me more miserable. And again he continues snoring. What should be done? I said, I will take his side. He, as your husband, was not snoring. In the deep sleep, you are neither mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. Because in deep sleep, you are not identified with your body. After body identification, the second generation is born. See? So the one who is so afraid of opening his mouth in front of the wife, how come at night he can snore so loudly? Because he is no more a husband. And whenever he is happy, nobody alone is happy. You know, there is a saying, nobody is happy. It's very true. Nobody alone is happy. Somebody is always miserable. So, this man who is no more a husband, although the wife is next to him, is so happy. And happiness is manifested in the form of noise. You can't be happy, keep quiet. Why? You are all happy. Then you are dumb. You are not happy. When you are happy, you want ha ha, hu hu, all kinds of sounds. And therefore, the people snore at night because they are nobody. Be attentive. And happiness is never experienced hurriedly. In happiness, you are cool, slowly. And therefore, nobody snores hurriedly. No. it goes in the Sapta Swara. And the one who is awake, he or she is frustrated. Why don't you stop it? The reason is, he is that time nobody. See, friends. Because we have not contemplated upon this, we take ourselves to be a crowd inside. Mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, in-laws, outlaws. And that wherever there is a crowd, there has to be a noise, confusion, chaos. In the deep sleep, we are nobody, no crowd, all happiness. Then who am I? See, friends, am I husband the real or man the real? Am I wife the real or woman the real? See, but is it not our children are ours? This question is also very important to understand. See, the same parents, and they have got 4 children, and 4 are of 4 types. One child is highly studious, contemplative. The second one is a leader type. The third one is a businessman. Wherever he will go, he will do trading and business. And the fourth one is good for nothing, therefore a government servant. All those who are good for nothing, they become government servants. See? Therefore they retire. You know, retirement of a government servant means what? Even the government is really tired of them. Retired. So out of the same pair of parents, 4 varieties of children have come out. See, body-wise, they will all look alike. Their eyes, their hairstyle, their talking habits, they will be all similar. What is that which makes the difference? Friends, as we construct additional houses to rent them, and in that house which we have rented, who will be the tenant and what will be his habits and how he should live? Do we have any control over that? The tenant could be anybody. He could be a liquid spiritualist or he could be a solid spiritualist. See? He could be a non-vegetarian. He could be a vegetarian, he could be vegan. What control we have? Nothing. Exactly the same way, what we give to our kids is only the body. The embodied, the one who is living in the body, is not the creation of parents. See, friends. Therefore, after body identification only, the whole samsara begins. And these who are nowhere, they start suffering. See, friends. So what is to be done? First of all, we have to digest this principle, whether we like or we don't like. This is the truth. See? Can you separate the man and the husband? You cannot separate. So where is the husband? And this husband, who is miserable, exists nowhere. This father, who suffers, exists nowhere. Therefore, if we really want to find out who am I, we have to go step by step. Many people talk about ego. Now what is that ego factor? It's very simple. A mule carrying the burden of total past possessions and relations, that mule is called as the ego. When we talk to others, observe what we talk. I have this thing, I have that thing, I was there, I was here, I went there, I got a wife, I got children, I got this, I got that. See? This principle is not in the books. This I discovered once I was traveling in India by train, 18 hours drive, the journey. So when I sat there, one elderly gentleman came and sat in front of me. He said, "Oh, Swamiji, you are here, I am so happy. Now for 18 hours I can talk to you." I said, "My God, this fellow is going to eat my head out completely." But I'll tell you a secret, how to deal with old people. Ask them about their past and don't listen. They'll keep on talking. So that principle, when he said to me, I used that principle. I took out my mala from my pocket and like terrorist takes out a gun, I took out a mala. It's always with me to protect myself. And then I told him, I said, "Sir, when I travel, I do japa. That is my rule. So during the travel I don't talk. So you'll excuse me, okay? I'm sorry I will not be able to talk because this is the vratam I have taken." Then I told him, I said, "Please tell me about you." And he was inspired. And he started from his grandfather's time. That means the 3 generations. He was there, he was here, he has done this, he has done that, one after another. And when his spirit is to go down, I used to, and again he will be revived, Like the pruning you do, again the new leaves come. And finally, after talking for about an hour or two, then he came to the point. Then my kids told me, "Dad, you go to Delhi, Bombay is very humid, it doesn't suit your health, you go." And therefore they put me in this train. Then what happened? Then I'm in front of you. Then what happened? Nothing. When you practice this, that in the utter present, the real I expresses. And the I that we carry is a burden of the total past. So if you want to discover who am I, try this. I am not giving a mala in your hand and japa. I am not telling you do asanas. I am not telling you do pranayam. I am not telling you to do charity. No, a simple thing. Refuse to talk about your past to anybody. When I was explaining this in one place, one elderly gentleman, very well read, highly educated in scriptures, and he is editing a very prestigious magazine. He asked me, "Swamiji, you are emphasizing so strongly not to talk about our childhood or our earlier days. Why?" I said, "Let us think. Childhood belonged to whom? To you or to the body? Who was born? It is the body that was born. Now where the childhood, beautiful, sweet, chubby, that body, where it has gone? Then the arrogant teenager body came. Now where that body has gone? Then the middle-aged body has come. So age belongs to the body, not to you. So when we all the time talk about our past, unknowingly, we are not disidentifying ourselves from the body. See? And the net result is, one more example. In Australia, I was with somebody, they had a son. I was so tired, I came a long journey, took my meals and I slept. So that son came from the school at about 3 o'clock. I had a lecture in the evening, 6 o'clock. So I wanted to take nice sleep and then give the lecture. He came and he woke me up. "Swamiji, no, you are not come for sleeping. You have to play with me." I said, my God, yeah, I am tired. He said, no tired. He pulled me out. Young boy, maybe about 10 years or like that. And he wanted me to play with him football. Now with my lungi, how can I play football? But he took me. So after playing for some time, then I asked him a question. I said, hey, do you go to India? Yeah, of course. Every year we go. Now tell me something which I do not know. He was such a genius child. Now he is doing medicine. He said, Swamiji, when we go to India, we talk about Australia. And when we are in Australia, we talk about India. Watch all the NRIs. They don't live in America. All the time, when we were children, then go back. Learn to live where you are, and when you are fully, you will discover who are you. See, my friends, all the time carrying the same burden of the past. In San Jose, one Gujarati gentleman called me for lunch. So I went to his house. His wife had gone for work. I said, hey, how is your son? I did that mistake because I asked this question. He said, Swamiji, he is in his room. If you can wake him up, then he can come. So that day I discovered in America there is nothing like free dinner. So I went there and I saw on a king size bed, diagonally, he was sleeping in Bhujangasana. 12:30 in the afternoon. So I thought he may be not well. So I didn't disturb him. And he was so huge, 6 plus 4 plus. Even if he does like that, I will be in pieces. So I came out. I said, maybe he is not well, therefore he is sleeping. No, Swamiji, he is useless, he is good for nothing. I am fed up of him. I knew what is coming. So I immediately changed the topic. And I asked him, hey, what is the food that is prepared? Come on, let us see the food. This is another good spiritual practice. Learn to change the topic instantaneously. Very good spiritual practice. You know, Indians have got this funny habit. Anybody you see, they will take the paper and then they will write your kundali, your horoscope. Where are you from? Why you have come here? Why you are born? When you are going to die? How many times you got married? How many children? What you need for? But that is what Indians are. So, I changed the topic. I said, hey, let us see what the food is prepared. And I opened the things and took my place. Hey, you also join? No, I'll take later. I said, never mind. I have come to eat, I'll eat. And he did not leave. He continued. Swamiji, back home in India, when my father used to come to my room, out of respect and fear, I used to get up and run to other room. Now here, when my son comes to my room, out of fear and terror, I go to other room. What is my life? So I told him, you have yourself defined. You are born here only to run. First because of the father, now because of the son. Keep running till you die. See, my friends, don't bring your past at all. We, the oldies like me, what future I have got, tell me. I have no future. But what I have got? All the past. So if I got peanuts in my pocket, can I distribute chocolates? So I'll be talking all the time, the old things, old things. The more we talk about the past, stronger is our ego. And stronger is the ego, very easily we become hurt. See, because the burden we are carrying on our head. Anybody who carries the burden can never be happy. See, there are different types of burdens. Physical burden we know. Suppose somebody is carrying a huge suitcase on the head and climbing down the steps. And that time you hold that person and tell him a good joke. Will he laugh? He cannot, because he is carrying a burden. The second type. If somebody is having a biological or metabolic burden. What is biological metabolic burden? BP. BP means bladder pressure. In the midst of all the serious talks going on, suddenly somebody gets up and starts kicking everybody and goes out. And we feel, why he got up? It was, he has reached the limit of intolerance. And therefore, he has to go out. He cannot enjoy because it is a biological pressure burden on him. Be attentive. The third one is this psychological burden. All the past is so much piled up that we forget to enjoy the present. So who am I? Be attentive. I is the one who has no choice to live in the past. I is the one who has no choice to live in the future. I is the one, he has to live only in the present. And all the things that we do in our life, whatever we do, we cannot do it yesterday, we cannot do it tomorrow. Because we live utterly only today. Be attentive. And when we live today and do the things, for what we do the things? So that in the future period of time, I should be happy. All our activities, involvement or withdrawal, pravritti and nivritti, they are aimed at getting happiness. So we are all seeking happiness from the life. And the one who is seeking happiness is somebody. Husband is seeking happiness from wife. This is called as ashakya anushtan or impossible undertaking. The parents are trying to get happiness from the children. It has never happened. It will never happen. See, friends, the day you understand this principle, don't seek happiness, then express happiness. See? Because all the activities are done now, and if I am happy now, whatever work I am doing, then I can never be miserable in life. This eternally happy being is the real I. So who am I? The one who is happy, that you are. The one who is miserable, you are not that. So what should be the now spiritual practice? To find out who am I? Try to remain happy for no reason. See, we ask the people, hey, come on, John, how come you are so happy? When somebody is happy, we are surprised. When somebody is miserable, we don't ask, hey, how come you are miserable? No, it's always like that. See, friends, don't find out a reason to be happy. Be unreasonably happy. And the one who can be happy without much reason, such people find happiness even in silly things. For us, we find out struggle to get a big cause to be happy. See, there was one child here only, somewhere, which place I don't remember. We were sitting for taking food, and one particular brand of ice cream was not available. And he became very angry. I want only that ice cream. Why didn't get that? Shouting and crying and all that. So, after all that was over, I told him, I said, hey, you really want to enjoy ice cream? Yes. Will you do an experiment? Then you will see you will enjoy more than what you enjoy now. He said, what experiment? I said, this ice cream you like. Even somebody gives you, don't eat it. For 15 days. After 15 days, take only one spoonful. Don't take more. And see how really you enjoy. And that boy was very intelligent. He did it. He says, Swamiji, you gave me the key for happiness. Friends, more the choice you give to yourself, more miserable you are. Give yourself minimum choice, minimum miserable. Give yourself no choice, you are happiest. This eternally happy principle is the real I. See, friends, nobody can make us happy. You have to be happy. See, one day, one young man on some airport met me and he said, Swamiji, I have been watching you on YouTube and I am your fan and all kinds of things. Then he said, you have been moving around the world, giving talks, but the people don't change. They are the same wretched, miserable one. Don't you feel bad about it? I said, do you think I am mad or what? He said, why not? When you are doing so much, people are not changing and they are not happy. I said, do you know the basic principle? The prayer of the doctors is not let everybody be happy. No. No, sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. No. Their prayer is sarve bhavantu roginaha. Let everybody be full of diseases. Then only the doctor can survive. See? Similarly, our prayer is like that. Let everybody maintain the level of ignorance so that my market is maintained. If you all become wise, where will I go? Then why do you talk? I talk only for time pass. I have nothing to achieve in this world. Like a child. He is happy in silly things. In one auditorium, huge one in Mumbai, about 2,000-3,000 people sitting. And when my talk was going on, one child came and he climbed those steps. And he must have learnt recently climbing the steps. He climbed and he was showing off to the people. See, I could climb myself. And then slowly he got down. Again he saw and showed the people. Again he climbed. So he was enjoying that. There was one oldie sitting in front. He got angry with that child. Hey, you stop that. Don't do like that. Now the child was happy. Why you are miserable? So I told him, grandfather, there are steps this side also. You can try. Now for the child to be happy, even the climbing the steps was enough. Those who can be happy over silly things, even God cannot make them miserable. And this happy being is the real I. See, Upanishad says, Anandadeva khalvimani bhutani jayante anandena jatani jivanti. God created us out of happiness, not out of misery. See, friends, if God is happiness, how can we be miserable? We are not miserable. Friends, even if you don't want, even if you do not know, yet you are divine. See, whether you know or you don't know, whether you want or you don't want, you are first man, then the son, the husband, the father. First you have to be a man. Be attentive. When my father dies, nothing happens to the son. Because without the father I cannot be son. Nothing happens to me, the man. When my wife dies, nothing happens to me, the husband. Nothing happens to me, the man. When my son dies, nothing happens to me, the father, and me, the man. So where the miseries are? Then how do we live in this world? Play your role perfectly well. When we play the role, we act in life. But when we live in life, we react. Don't react, only act. See? If you are a big military officer, and you are in front of your subordinates and big parade and all that. That time you have to behave like that. Shout, so that everybody is afraid. But when you come home in front of your wife, don't forget, you are no more a brigadier. Then, the moment you come in front of your wife, meow, meow, start. You will be successful both in the office and at the home. Learn to play the role that we are supposed to play. See, my friends, don't take things too seriously in life. And this is what is called as living as a time pass principle. See, what is the time pass principle? Where the ego is not born. It's very simple. One day I went to somebody's house for food, and mother said, Swamiji, it will take 15 minutes. I said, never mind, I will eat and go. I won't go without it. So I took the newspaper to read. They had a son, maybe about 8 years, 7 years. He said, Swamiji, no newspaper. I said, all right, put it down. He took the carom board, that flat board, and he said, we'll play this. I said, I don't know how to play. He said, I'll teach you. He was very committed. And he started, and he was very good in that, and I don't know anything. So what happened? That when my turn came, I said, look here, you don't think that I'll be defeated by you. So I use my own techniques. My technique is, theft is not a crime unless you are caught. That is the rule. So what I did, I used to ask him, hey, whose picture is that? When he looks at, I'll put 2, 3 in my pocket. When I did it 3, 4 times, I was caught. And he started shouting, Mummy, Swamiji, they cheat and see. I said, come on, yeah, don't cry now, I will not do it. And again we restarted. And the same technique, I started putting the things in his pocket. But meanwhile, his mother said that food is ready. I said, come on, let's go and eat food, forget about it. He said, no, now we have to complete the game. I am winning, therefore you want to run away. Be attentive. For the child, victory and defeat was an issue. For me, it was just a time pass. Till the food is ready, I had to keep myself somewhere busy, is it not? Apply this principle in life. See, whenever we do anything in life, what are the things that happen? Number 1, either we win or we are defeated. There is no third option. Second thing, when we win, we gain. When we are defeated, we lose. And when we gain, we are happy. And when we lose, we are miserable. So these are the 3 pairs. The result of any karma, any activity is victory or defeat, gain or loss, joy or sorrows. If we maintain our equanimity, yes, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Yes, sometimes we gain, sometimes we don't gain. Yes, sometimes there is happiness, sometimes there is miserable. This is how the world is. World is made up of twins. There is nothing in this world which is one. Joy, sorrows. Rich, poor. Health, no health. See, everything in this world is always in complementary pairs. Imagine, if there is no death, life will have no meaning. Think. If this is the fabric of this world, that everything is existing in these complementary pairs of opposite, why we should not accept it? Is there any choice? Think. Day comes, then night comes. Then day comes, do we complain? But why do you have to know? No, we adjust ourselves. Exactly the same way, when we are leading our life in this world, Always remember that when we function in the world, where is our attention? We have got three options. One, attention is on the world. That I am doing so much for the world, but the world is not changing. We are going the wrong way. There was one old man, I happened to be with a common host. That time I was pretty young. So we were together for breakfast, and he said, "Who are you?" I said, "I am so and so." "What do you do?" I said, "I talk on Gita." He said, "You are talking on Gita, does it help anybody?" I said, "No." "Then why do you talk?" I said, "For food." If I stop talking, who will give me food? Today Kumud is giving me food, do you think free? First she opens my mouth and then feeds. So, then out of courtesy I had to ask him, "Sir, I am sorry, I do not know about you." And my principal, you ask an old person about him or her and they get inspired. And he started. "I did this, I did that, I have spent my whole life for the welfare of the people in this area, and we constructed huge institution and everything. Last 60 years I spent of my life in this remote area, but the same people for whom I work day and night, they are after my life. They are burning the institution that I built." And so bitter he was, he came to the height of bitterness, where he said, "The world is like a dog's tail. It cannot be straightened." So just to reduce that bitterness, I said, "Sir, the beauty of the dog is only because of the crooked tail. Imagine a dog with a tail like a dish antenna. Will it look good? The world is beautiful as it is." See, friends, be attentive. Whatever we do in life, nobody needs it. When I come over here, it's not that you needed me. I needed you. Or else will I talk to the furniture? And when I have this understanding, then I am doing it not for you, for me. Be attentive. So whatever I am talking, who is the first person to listen? Me. If my words do not change me, will they change others? See, friends. Therefore, whatever we do in life, let our attention be not on the world. We are in this world to serve, not to improve the world. That improvement project, let the one who created the world take the world. You don't worry. Then what for we are here? Gita says, "Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasade." We are here for our evolution. Friends, stones and bricks, mud and clay, waters and rivers, they evolved into the plant kingdom. Plant kingdom evolved into animal kingdom. Animal kingdom evolved into human kingdom. Hereafter, the evolution can be only spiritual evolution. Think. Plants eat from below, grow upward. Animals eat from the front, grow backward. Human beings eat from above, grow downward and sideward. Now what is the next possibility? There is no further possibility of evolution as regards the body is concerned. Hereafter, the only evolution that is possible is spiritual evolution. And this is the purpose for what we are in this world. All those who have come to save this world, the saviors of the world, they were all shaved off. The world is as it is. Nobody can change this world. It has always been like this. See, Then what for we live here? We live here for time pass. Whatever you are supposed to do it happily, cheerfully, wash your hands and relax. In Delhi, they have done one very good job. When the red light comes in Delhi, people, when the red light is to come, they used to charge like a bull and go through fast. So what the government has done, on the red light they are written, relax. Don't charge. In the same manner, keep this principle. Whatever you do or don't do, don't forget to relax. Otherwise, all the time tense. See? Instrument should have proper tension, not the player. Suppose you are playing veena or any instrument with the wires, it must have an optimum tension. If it doesn't have optimum tension, music will not come out. That is required. But the person who is playing the music, he should be relaxed. See, friends, the instrument by which we function in this world is our mind. Let the mind be optimum, always at a proper tune, quiet, alert and vigilant. When the mind has these three qualities, then the mind is available to bring out any music. In New Jersey, few days before, they gave me a talk in some big company. The topic was how to manage in today's turbulent world. So I started. First of all, find out where is turbulence. Turbulence is not in the world. Turbulence is in our mind. In the world, there are challenges. There are opportunities. We think problems are outside. No, friends. Problems are not outside. All problems are in the disturbed mind. And whenever the mind is disturbed, again there is somebody sitting at the base. So we are all carrying the burden of all these buddies, somebody or the other. So who am I? Try to practice this, to remain as nobody. And to remain as nobody, the technique is very simple. Don't talk about your past. Now, for working on the mind, last 2 points I'll tell you. You try, I promise you, you will not try. Because it is so simple that you will never try it. But even then I'll tell you. Number 1. Before we talk to anybody on any topic, see, when 10 people are there, they keep on discussing some topic, One person says something, other has to say, the third has to say, the fourth has to say. They want to participate. It's all rubbish, unwanted. See? So, how to control that? It happens, I should not say, but like when vomition comes, you can't hold it. You have to talk. And afterwards, regrets. So try this technique. Before you want to participate and talk in any group, ask a question to yourself in your mind. Is it necessary to talk? See? This you can see. When one mother is talking about her child, do you think the other mother is listening? She will cut her throat. And my child, who asked you? This is how this I becomes strong. We keep on bringing our past again and again. Whenever we talk to others, it is the past. The moment you come in the present, you have nothing to talk. But we are not less. We keep on comparing. In USA it is like that. In India, who asked you? That's why our children get disgusted. Learn to remain where you are 100%. See, friends. So this one technique. Before we talk to anybody on any topic, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? You don't have to observe maunam. It will happen. By that, our past will be deleted. And you will come to know, past belongs to the body, not to you. You are the same. That is why old people say, can you judge what is my age? And if you tell that oldie, then you are 81 years young. He is very happy. Yes, I am not old, I am young. Man, the age belongs to the body, not to you. Because you are never born. Do we have the experience of birth? Nobody has. Somebody tells you that you are born on that date and we accept it. Nor we have the experience of growth. Therefore, old people say always, I don't feel I am old. You cannot, because you are eternal presence. That is what really we are. Similarly, we have no experience of death. And ultimately, we can never have the experience of our absence. That eternal presence is me. See, friends, to practice this, the simple technique is this. Before we talk to anybody, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? You will change your whole personality. Once it happened in some place, I was sitting with some people with a cup of tea in Badrinath. Very cold, bright sun and morning time, so I was enjoying my cup of tea. About a dozen people or so were standing or sitting around me. One person came from nowhere and everybody, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. So they thought he knows me and I don't know who was he. He came and he told me, I have got two sons. One is in USA, one is in Canada. Both of them are doing very well. I stay here, but now I'm in a hurry. I have to go. Okay, thank you. Who asked you? We always talk about our past. Reduce that. You will revert back to your childhood. Be attentive. Don't allow the child in you to die. Who is the child? The child is constantly in a process of learning. Learn something. Anything, doesn't matter whether you use or you don't use. Learn Sanskrit, learn bonsai plants, learn Chinese, doesn't matter. When you take this process of learning in your life, you will never become old, and therefore you will never talk about your past. See, my friends, why the old people are not accepted cheerfully in the young gathering is because of this. All the time, the old things, when we were children, who wants to know? Everybody is interested in their own future, but we have no future. First principle. The yoga students are always told, Yogaha chittavritti nirodha. Ask any yogi. I guarantee nobody chittavritti nirodha has happened. They are cheating themselves and everybody. Because the basics are not clear. The basic is, no thought erupts without words. Try to think without using any word. You cannot. Simply telling, Chittavritti Nirodha, keep on biting it. And then the problem, Swamiji, whenever I sit for meditation, there are too many thoughts. What should you do? Forget about meditation, relax. Is it a punishment or what? Learn these basics. So, first, we stop talking to others about our past. We are blocking our past. Then we are 1/3 in the present. Second, stop talking to yourself. Next 30 seconds, do not talk to yourself. Over. What did I tell you? Don't talk to yourself. Did I tell you don't talk among yourself? When you are silent within you, you don't want to talk to others. But when you are fed up of you, then you want to distribute that fed up on everybody. And this you can practice anywhere, anytime. And don't sit for 2 hours, 3 hours. Start with 30 seconds. Anywhere. Now, where from to start? I call this as commode yoga. In the morning, when you go and land on your commode, there you try. Till your job is done, you are not going to talk to yourself. How much energy we waste either talking to others or talking to ourselves. See, higher the quality of the fuel, more expensive it is. The aviation fuel is very expensive as compared to the kerosene. In the same manner, the energy required for physical work is less. Energy required for talking is much more. Energy required for thinking is extremely more. And how much we are wasting our time and energy in this unwanted pursuit of all the time talking about the past, or all the time worrying. You go and watch everywhere. People keep on talking. What for? To whom are you talking? See. And such people call themselves to be, no, I am little sentimental. Do you know what is a sentimental? The one who keeps on talking to himself or herself, but others cannot hear. He calls himself to be sentimental. When we start talking to ourselves, and others also can hear, he is called as mental. So, like a centimeter becomes a meter, the sentimental becomes ultimately mental. Stop this habit. Then you will discover, who am I? And in this reality, there is no joy, no sorrows. You transcend beyond all. See, friends, the life attains fulfillment. It is for every one of us. It doesn't matter what is your age. When you start, it is perfect. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.